Yeah, I need to look at this. Let me look at this real quick.
I show you some terrifying video new at 11 tonight. This is out of the Bronx. A man caught on camera terrorizing his neighbors. Tenants say he's been roaming the hallways, swinging hatchets and hammers. And he's still in that building tonight. News 4's Chris Jose in Williamsbridge, where tenants are just pleading for help before he strikes again.
He walks around with hatchets, he bangs on the door, he walks around naked.
A desperate plea from tenants afraid to leave their homes in the Williamsbridge section of the Bronx. Cell phone video through a peephole showing their neighbor armed with a hatchet. The man in a wig yelling in Spanish, "Open your door."
Whatever he could find in his hands, he's going to use it to bang down your door. How can we live with somebody like that?
Tenants.
You don't. You put them down. See, this is the craziest thing about this, right? I don't understand why this was even allowed to happen for so long. So this got to be a lot of either young individuals that live in this building and older individuals that live in this building, because there's no actual men in this building. It can't be. It can't be. Because when you run into crazy, let me tell you how you deal with crazy. When you're running into somebody who's crazy, you got to put up a monster in front of them. Somebody who probably doesn't want to, but they'll do it if they need to. And I'm not saying kill them. I'm just saying you hurt them so they can't do it again. And you make sure that they get up on out of there, right? When I was dealing with, when I was around a lot of people who was mentally unfit, one of the best safeguards against like crazily mentally unfit people was the criminal element, or people who just were not to be trifled with. This individual's doing this because he knows he's able to do this. He's tested it out and now he's comfortable doing this. And this is, again, if it takes a woman with a taser, a woman with a gun, a man maybe with a fucking bat, get what I'm saying? Or maybe a gun, maybe just stop playing with them. That's what it's going to take. Because this form of mental illness that's just right here and it's in your face, and mind you, multiple people are talking about it and nothing's being done about it. This motherfucker's walking around butt ass naked in dresses and in wigs. I'd have kicked him down the goddamn stairs by now. I'd have surfed that motherfucker right down the stairs. No time for that. No time for that. No time for that. None of that. Because, and mind you, a person like this is extremely fucking dangerous. But they don't care about this. They don't care about this. It's just another day in the ghetto, I guess.
The harassment has gone on for years. Watch as the men.
For fucking years. For fucking years. For fucking years. These are the menaces in the fucking community that the judges keep letting out. And then they go and kill a kid. They go and kill some fucking woman. They go and murder a fucking family. They go murder their family.
A neighbor swings away with a hammer, damaging an item on Leona Clemente's door.
I'm going to call the police. Get away from my door.
Clemente calling police. Officers taking the neighbor, again wearing a wig, away in handcuffs on April 13th. Anthony Orozco charged with intent to damage property.
It's always scary to leave my house. I always have to look out the door both ways.
Clemente showing me the temporary protection order against Orozco granted by the court. Other videos from neighbors show Orozco naked in the hallway. Last August, he was charged for menacing his neighbors. Here, he appears to have a knife in his hand.
It's every day, you know, you never know what's going to happen. I'm afraid for my life. I'm scared.
Then you need to fight back. If you want to fight crazy, you got to show them crazy. You got to show them crazy. That was one of the ways of dealing with crazies, was to show them that you can get crazy. The funniest thing is the people who do the craziest shit, they don't do that with motherfuckers that put their foot down and they don't want to deal with that shit. They don't. They don't. In fact, years ago, I was in a New York City shelter, the men's shelter on Randall's Island. I remember. I believe it was Randall's Island. It was Randall's Island. Big ass fucking shelter. All the mental people who wanted to act crazy, they didn't do that shit in the general population. They didn't. Because men who are around each other would not allow that. So when a person started acting crazy, they got bounced to an area with other crazies where they can get away with that shit. But they didn't do that. What they would do is they would leave the island and then they would do their bullshit on people that they knew were easy, softer targets. They don't do it. Again, this man that's doing this shit for years, my stance is this. You've been doing this shit for years. Either somebody gotta hurt him. Somebody gotta hurt this person real bad and get him up out the building. That's what needs to be done. It's unfortunate that it gotta be street. It's unfortunate that I'm saying it like this, but I mean, if the system's failing you like this, what can you do? You think that somebody in the building's gonna snitch on you for getting rid of a fucking menace? Nah, we call those street legends. I'll catch you guys next time.
I'm out my house.
Orozco at his door telling me in Spanish he's innocent. Building management says they're in the process of evicting the tenant.
We need somebody to hear our voice and help us out. Either get him out and get him some help, or something he's going to do something worse. He's going to end up killing somebody.
The eviction case is now in the hands of the Bronx Housing Court. In Williamsbridge, Chris Jose, News 4 New York.